Good morning, everyone. Welcome to all of our guests. So this time I was able to do a slideshow presentation for you guys to give you guys a little more information you can see for yourself. I'm Rob Sam, Smilinfaces Enterprises. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I'm not a transplant like a lot of people who live here. I went to school locally, high school, college as well, and I started off in the finance and accounting field when I was younger. Got tired of working those long hours in accounting, doing 12 hours a day, working weekends at the end of the month, and collecting everybody else's money. So I started investing in real estate. And during the time that I was doing it, I was also doing some credit repair, here and there for friends, and it kind of just snowballed because everybody knows somebody with credit issues. Whether it's small or big, different reasons that people have credit issues. And it just became something that just became full-time for me because I got a joy out of enjoying helping people to achieve their goals, which most of my clients that come to me are trying to buy a home. About 75% of my clients are trying to buy a house. The other 25 are cars, trying to just get their credit right for whatever reason. So I really enjoy what I do because when a client comes to me, they're on one page, and when they leave, they're on a totally different page with me in their life because their life changes. Credit is a life-changing experience. And what I want to talk about today is how you can improve your FICO score. A lot of people don't really understand credit because it's not really taught to them at a younger age when they're growing up by their parents and their family. So they find out the hard way. They go to college, they get a credit card from Citibank or Chase. They're on the campuses there just stalking these college students saying, hey, we'll give you a credit card for $500. And next thing you know, 3 years later, it's a collection or a charge-off on their credit reports because they weren't taught how to pay those bills on time. Or they didn't finish college, they didn't get a job, they didn't have money to pay for it, one of the two, right? So it affects them when they try to buy something. And the way it affects them is that their FICO scores are brought down by the negative, derogatory remarks that are put on there by the creditors. So, excuse me, the best way you can improve your FICO score is to pay your bills on time. You have credit cards, you have car notes, mortgage payment, pay your bill on time every month. A lot of people have this misconception that if I double up my payment, I don't have to pay next month. Well, when it comes to credit cards, that's not true. Because that payment is still going to be due every month, same day. So don't get misconstrued about that. Make sure you pay a monthly payment every month. And not just thinking that doubling up would be okay for you to skip a payment next month. Avoid opening new credit accounts. Whenever you possibly can, if you don't have to open an account, don't do it. Because when you open up a new account, it hits your credit within usually 30 days, and that actually drops your credit score a little bit for the first 90 to 120 days after you open up a new account. So if you don't have to, don't do it. Another thing you can do is avoid closing accounts that you have for a long time that you don't use. A lot of people are misinformed about that as well. That, well, close that account because it's going to help your credit. Actually, it doesn't. Because the longer the credit history you have on an account, the more it helps actually your credit scores to rise every time you hit that anniversary every year on that. So don't close those accounts if you're not using. Cut the credit cards up if you like, throw them away, but just don't close the accounts if you don't have to. And then the other thing that you can do is remove derogatory items that you may have on your credit report. There's a lot of different things that you can have on your credit report, and some of those items are collections, medical bills, charge-offs, repossessions, student loans, state and federal tax liens, and those really hit your credit really hard. Foreclosures, judgments, and bankruptcies. And when Mike comes up, he's going to talk about bankruptcies today. I personally don't recommend to my clients to do bankruptcy just because of the simple fact that you've been in your credit report for 10 years. I'll let you come to me and I take it off for you. Any of these items that you see here are all removable from your credit report because of my service. Once I take those items off your report, your score goes up. Once I take those items off, it's removed permanently from your credit report and it's never going to ever come back. If for whatever strange reason it does, I'll take care of it for you for free. This is just an example of some past clients that I've had where you can see that bankruptcies can be removed. Some people think they can't, but they can't. They come off and they stay off. And anything that I take off, like I said, it comes off and it stays off. This is another example. I had a client, he had 7 tax liens. I'm sorry you can't see, it's pretty small, but he had 7 tax liens. Got them all taken off. His credit score went through the roof. He went to a 780 or something like that, and he just went and did whatever he was trying to do without a problem. Student loans can be taken off as well. Anything that I take off the credit report, you still owe the debt to that creditor. So if you have a Bank of America account, you owe them $5,000, you're still going to owe Bank of America $5,000 until they stop trying to collect from you 7 years after it first went derogatory. But my job is to get your credit report done so that you can go buy your car, buy your house, get that 0% financing that Toyotas offer for 72 months. That's where I try to get my clients to, so they can go and buy whatever they want and have the buying power to get whatever special offers are out there and save themselves money by paying lower interest rates. And that's what it all comes down to. You're going to save money by having a great FICO score and having the buying power to say, I want this, I want it now, and I don't want to pay 25% interest rate. I want 3% or 0%. That's what you get by having great credit. My motto is I try to improve my client's FICO score one client at a time. What I do is very detailed. It takes a lot of work. I'm on the phone, on the computer, and online a lot. What I do is 100% legal. It does entail that my clients participate in the process of what I do. Everything that I do when it comes to my client has to send that information to me. I check off that it's been done, and then I give a final consultation of what they can do to improve their FICO score once we get all the negative items off the report. In some cases, people have good and bad credit, so you take the bad stuff off. They already have a foundation that gives them credit, a FICO score, a decent FICO score, credit score. And then some people have all bad stuff. So once I take the bad off, they have no credit. So I have to teach them how to build their credit during the process to establish a foundation to get them, a FICO score that they can have decent to go out and start applying things out in the world. If you have any questions as I'm going on right now?
Is there good debt to have and bad debt to have on your credit?
When you say good debt, bad debt, what exactly do you mean by that?
Is there some debt that shows up more favorably on your FICO score than other types of debt, like maybe a mortgage versus consumer debt?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you go to buy a home, lenders like to see revolving credit lines, credit cards, things that change every month. But it kind of all, Fair Isaac, FICO score is Fair Isaac company. It all kind of is a model, and it's this big mold of everything combined that makes them scores for you. So history, how much your credit lines are compared to what your balances are on those things. I try to tell my clients don't go over 50%. That definitely makes a difference in how your scores go up. Now, so your score changes all the time. If you go $1 over any credit card that you have, if you go $1 over that credit limit, your score drops at least 25 points.
So using your example about the $5,000 that's still owed to Bank of America, let's say they don't bother you for 20 years and somebody buys that from Bank of America and they come after you, what's your advice to the person?
Bad debt like that stays on your credit report for 7 years. They can't collect from you after that. So yeah, so if it's something 20 years ago, I wouldn't even worry about it because they can't legally collect that because it's been over 7 years. And they have to go back to the original date that was the original creditor's date when they first started marking derogatory to that. Public records stay on your credit report for 10 years. So judgments, bankruptcies, and taxes, they stay on 10 years. So
just as a public example, I advise my clients that if you do engage with a new creditor 20 years later, you run the risk of re-engaging that debt.
Yes. And what I tell clients is don't make any payments because once you make that payment with that new person who bought the debt, and then you stop making the payment, it starts that 7-year process all over again. So, do you want to, any other questions?
I understand there are some good and some bad quality services, some accurate, some aren't. Is there one in particular that you would recommend?
Most of them don't actually give you your true FICO score. I like Bank of America, Wells Fargo Bank has called Enhanced Identity and Debt Protection. I like that one a lot because it has a lot of different things on it. And if you want to talk to me after me, I can tell you about some of those things. But that's my favorite one.
I have someone looking for Rob. I had something missing from my credit and I called him. I couldn't believe it could be removed that fast. He literally removed it in like 2 weeks. I was like $2,000 that was there on my card and it was removed. And I used the report from all the credit bureaus. It was completely gone. So I'm thinking, this guy really does magic, so.
And she told me that she had been talking to these people about this $2,000 for months, and they would not remove it off her credit report. She said, well, I'm not going to pay you. I got it done in 2 weeks. She was happy here. Go.
About a year ago, I hired Rob to help me clean up some investment stuff I had in Florida, and I I wasn't ashamed to mention it was just part of the collapse of the market. So since that time, I've been able to purchase company trucks and digging equipment with a hard credit rating to get. And now I'm refinancing my 2 houses with Steve Mass, and my score's gone over to 700. And it really is true. You can remove negative, derogatory things in the credit, they don't come back. Everyone else knows that, oh, it's going to come back, it's not going to stay away. 100% it's all gone. I'm enjoying my purchasing privileges with better interest rates. So it's very reasonable and it helps out.
No question? Inquiries do affect your score if you have too many of them in a 6-month span. And yes, I can remove them. That's my time right now. If you guys have any more questions, see me after the meeting. Thank you.